Lola. Yeah. We're going to see what that changes. Shaded composite figures. Of shaded composite figures. Did you not have figures in yesterday's game? Okay. Okay. All right. So, quick brain dump. Cross out perimeter. We don't need that for today. The circumference formula is on the board. It's either pi times diameter. Board to paper, so you got these notes for later. Row 2, I'm missing 2. You already got it, Daniel? Okay. It's either pi times diameter or 2 times pi times radius. Area of a rectangle is length times the width. Area of a circle is pi r squared. Area of a triangle is, Ash, put it away, base times height divided by 2. Leave that up there if you're still working. Finish in about 30 seconds. When the shapes are inside of each other, like example A, you're asked to find the area of that weird word that Lola pointed us to, the shaded region. And to do this, you're going to find the area of each figure, the shaded figure and the white figure. Then you're going to subtract them. Yesterday, we added the 2 super shapes together. Today, if they're inside, we subtract. Let's check out example 1. What 2 shapes are created, Maddie? And this is kind of like they went with scissors and they just cut out this little piece of the rectangle. So this is missing in the rectangle, but they still have some information for us. What is the height of this rectangle? Or this? What's the height of the triangle? Lola? It's 6 meters, and this isn't cutting the triangle in half. This is just telling you the height, since it's in red, is 6. The base we'll get to in a little bit. That's a little bit harder. So we have to find the area of 2 things. Find the area of the rectangle, and then the triangle. Write rectangle first. Why is this thing not a square, Zach? Why did I say rectangle?
Because each side is the same.
Yeah, there's 2 sides that are different. Squares would have all the same sides. And then we're going to find the triangle. Area of a rectangle is what formula? Alec, look at your chart we just filled in. What times what? Okay, so let's see if we have the length and the width given to us. Pretend that this thing is kind of like a full rectangle for a minute. If this wasn't there, what is the full length and the full width? Ella? Yeah, 8 and 13. So let's do length times width. What's 8 times 13? Plug it in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sienna?
104.
Agree, silent yes? Looks right. Okay, meters squared. Save it for later. Now we have a triangle. What's the area of a triangle, Alec? What's the area of a triangle? Formula is up there under the flag. Base times? Good. There's only one problem. Do I have a base of this triangle given to me? I don't. Turn and talk, quick 20-second chat. How might I find that missing number? Go. Brainstorm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Help me out, Sienna. How do I find that missing piece?
So the 4 from the bottom equals 8, and then
So 4 plus 4 is 8. If this line makes the bottom line, they're the same. It's a rectangle. Nod at me if you see they're the same. When I do that, is it easier for you to see that? Okay. So it needs to add up to 13. 8 plus what is 13? Whole class. 8 plus 5 is 13. So this missing piece is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9 plus 4 is 13. It works. Great. We got our base. What was our height? Someone told me it. Kai? It was 6 at the start. They have the line given to you. So let's multiply it. 5 times 6 divided by 2. 5 times 6, whole class. 30. 30 divided by 2?
15.
Mental math, you got it? I would probably use my calculator, but that is 15. Okay, so you got 2 of the answers. You got 104. You have 15. What do I do, Naya? We subtract them. Because you cut it apart, we're not adding them. This isn't an extension. We take it away. You're always going to subtract the bigger number from the smaller number. 104 minus 15. Sienna, you got it. Can you give me the unit? Okay. Next one. I want you to try to work. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to work with the partner. Try to sort out what I would do to find the bigger rectangle versus smaller rectangle. Go. Talk about it. Rectangle versus rectangle. Rectangle 1 and rectangle 2. Yeah?
Is the base the side?
Yeah, the rectangle, you want to look for the whole rectangle. That's the bigger one. So when you go like that, what are the 2 longer sides? Yeah, 8 times 15.
Like small rectangle.
The small one.
Yeah, it is small one.
So this is 3. Yeah, this would also be 3 down here.
We really have the base and the height.
You do. You don't have to do anything for this one. It's a little easier, yeah. Yeah. Sharpen pencil. Okay. You don't have to divide anything by 2 because there aren't any triangles. Thanks, Sienna. I said thanks. It's always for rectangle. This base is the same, right? Like if you were to
I don't think it's at all. I just don't get any of those.
Are you asking? Yeah, Lola. We'll get to that one. That one's a little trickier. Okay, what's that? Track the board. Rectangle number 1 was large, so you just did 15 times 8, the 2 longest sides. Why didn't I divide this by 2, Ella? There's no triangle. For a rectangle, you just do base times height or width times length. Rectangle number 2, what are the two sides for this one? Ella, 3 and 5. So 3 times 5, the length times the width would be 3 times 5, which is 15. And they're cut out. So Jasper, what do I do with the two numbers? You subtract them. 120 minus 15 is 105. Last one. Save the trickiest one for last. C has a circle inside of a square. You're asked to find the red part of this shape. They cut out the green part. It's no longer there, so there's just some corners left. I know there's no colors. That's why you're looking at my screen right now. Find the red parts.
Can you go back up to? I thought I saw a blue, but you didn't put the 2.
Yeah, feet squared. C has the radius of the circle. So I want to find the side length of the square. How would I find the side length when they don't give me this number out here? Let's make this red. Jazz. You could. Track the board, this is really important. Because I know the radius is 2, if I drew the radius like this, and put 2 right here, does that kind of look like half of this side of the square? Yeah, this is half of it. So if I keep drawing 2 of the radiuses, 2 and 2, do I get the full side length of the square? Yeah. So 2 of the radiuses equal the side length. What is 2 times 2, whole class? 4. So my side length of the square is going to be 4. It's just raining really hard. It's not snowing. When you find the area of the square, you're doing length times width. 4 times 4 is, whole class, 16 inches squared. Okay, let's find the area of the circle. What's the formula for area, Ashlyn? Area is going to be right below the circles, if you can see it over there.
Pi times radius squared.
Good. R is going to be what? What's the radius for this one, Christina? What's the radius of the circle? It's 2. So plug 2 in for R. What is the number equal to pi? Riley, do you remember this from yesterday? You were here on Tuesday. Do you remember what pi was?
No.
It's on the board. Can you read the little brown numbers above that squiggly shape? Point? Yeah. So that's always the number for pi. 3.14 times 2 squared. That's going in your calculator. Pick up your calculator and type in 3.14 times 2 squared. Naya, answer? You got it. Yeah. Ashlyn, what do I have to do next to get the cutout part? You got it. Since we're cutting it out, we subtract it. 12.56 is on the bottom, 16 on the top. What is 16 minus 12.56? Ella. 3.44. And that's the answer. Whew. You got it. Lola. You would find the area of the circle and then the area of the rectangle, and then you'd subtract. Yep. Let's do this one on your own. 3 minutes silent work. If you need help, look on the board. If you're not confident, look on the board. If you are confident, you're doing it on your own. Yeah. If you're done, go to independent practice, flip your page 2 or 3 pages past partner onto independent. Okay, track the board. If you are not confident, that's fine. It's okay to be at a 1 or a 2 out of 5 on the confidence scale. These are really tricky for 7th graders. You're going to have a rectangle and a circle, Sienna. You're doing your own work, right? Okay. Rectangle versus circle. The rectangle area is length times width. Well, they give us those, and that's pretty easy to see. What 2 numbers do you multiply by, Maddie? Yeah. Do I divide those by 2, Ella? Why not? Yeah, it's not a triangle, it's a rectangle. 20 times 11 is, Sienna? 220. Okay, save that for later. 220 centimeters squared. The area of a circle. What's that formula again, Alec? For circle? On the board, underneath circumference, area equals A equals pi. Pi r squared. What's the radius of this circle? Okay. Why isn't it 8, Ashlyn? Why is my radius 4 and not 8?
It's because the radius is only half and the diameter is
Aiden, why was my radius 4 and not 8? The radius is always half your diameter. So the radius was half of 8. 3.14 times 4 squared is your equation. 3.14 times 4 squared. Morgan, what's the answer of the circle's area? Yeah. Go grab one. 3.14 times 4 squared. Alec, are you doing this in your calculator? Plug it in, you're not going to get better if you're not actively doing it. 3.14 times 4 squared. Daniel, what's the area of the circle? You guys have to be actively putting these in your calculator. I'm not going to be going around behind you on your test. Yeah. You have the area of the rectangle and the area of the circle. What's my last step, Christina? If they cut out the circle, what do I have to do to those 2 numbers? Do I add them or subtract them? Is this circle kind of an extension of this and added on like that? Or is it in the middle of it? It's in the middle, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they took scissors and they cut it out and you have a big hole. So instead of adding this, what should you do? Yeah, subtract them. 220 minus 50.24. Plug it into your calculator. Daniel, answer?
The answer is
0.76. Unit? Centimeters squared.
And I also have a question.
Yeah.
If they cut out a piece of a rectangle, I want to know what the piece is so I can stick it back in and just measure. It would be a lot easier.
If they cut out the circle, you mean?
Yeah. Where's the piece that they cut out?
You want to plop it on there and put it. We're not, unfortunately today we're not dealing with scissors. I'm more worried about your calculations, but maybe in after your CASP test in 4 weeks, we might do some sort of hands-on activity that does involve that with some geometry figures.
Like when we did the cup measurement.
Kind of like that, yeah. Flip the page, please. Partner practice looks like this. I'm gonna get you started on the first step before you launch with your partner. Yeah. Okay, flip back to the partner work. Are you on? Oh, you are in partners. Did you start independent? Okay, so flip back to partners. You'll work with Evelyn for the next 5 or 6 minutes. Okay. Number 1, track the board. I'm gonna give you your first step because this one's slightly tricky to get started. You're given the radius of the circle. If you want to find the length or the width of the rectangle, how do I find that using my radius? If I have a line that is 8 inches from here to here, how do I know what the width will be? Ella.
You add 8
8 and
and then what's that? Or 6 then that'd equal 16 then.
8 would be the whole thing. So your diameter is 16. So this side length is 16. The diameter is the same thing as the width of your rectangle. Make a section for the area of a rectangle, make a section for the circle's area, and you have 6 minutes to try to finish at least maybe 2 or 3 problems with your partner. Go. Check in after each answer, please. Ashlyn, you're on task, right? You are. You can check in with your partner. You should be talking with them, making sure they're on the same page.